Hi there, friends. So I'm going live and we are going to be working on my React Workshop app. So this is the thing that like all of my workshops for Epic React, all my React workshops use this app that allows people to work through the exercises and stuff. And I'll just give you a quick little demo of this as soon as I get things set up. There we go. So if you go to like reactfundamentals.netlify.app, this is the React Workshop app. Has a light mode and a dark mode. It's pretty cool. And so you have instructions on the left and the exercise and final version rendered over here on the right. And it just kind of helps you go through this whole process of working with React. And it's awesome. It's cool. Yeah, it just is to facilitate your learning of React. And so as you're working through the exercises, you're supposed to make this look just like this and whatever. So this is based on Create React App. If you do a view source, you're going to see there's not a whole lot in here, except what is that? I don't even know what this is. There's some script. I have no idea what that is. But I'm guessing it's created by Create React App. But anyway, it's not the whole app, of course. It's all client-side rendered and routing and everything. And to make this work, all of these workshops are, if we go to like the React Fundamentals workshop, all of these have an exercise and a final directory, and this is just a list of files. And there's actually nothing in the source code that actually imports those files. And so the way that this happens, and I did a video to demonstrate some of this stuff on YouTube a while back. You can maybe find it. But I'm using codegen.macro. And so the React Workshop app module exports this stuff that runs a node to go read all the files and create all of the imports for this. It's pretty wild how it works, kind of interesting. And I'll just show you because I have a snapshot of what CodeGen generates. And so it turns that single line right here into this code right here where it's importing some stuff and it lists all the files and stuff. So this can all be static. And we have these imports and everything, and it ends up working out really well. Yeah, definitely a workaround, but it works out pretty well. So I ran into a big problem with this as I'm moving everything over to TypeScript because I want to have a different configuration for TypeScript for the files that are like all of the files in the project, and a different one for the exercise files, because I want people to work through this stuff without having to worry about TypeScript if they don't want to worry about TypeScript. Or if they're new to TypeScript. I don't want to have strict mode turned on for somebody who's never really done TypeScript before. And so unfortunately, Create React App just won't allow you to do like the project references and stuff like that. And so there's no way to have different TypeScript configuration for different files. And I thought about different like scripts that I could have run, like when you run the setup script, it automatically does whatever. But yeah, ultimately decided it would just be better if I could figure out a different way to do this and not use Create React App. So I've been using Remix a lot lately, and it's been amazing. I love Remix, and if you haven't seen it yet, give it a look and maybe give it a whirl. It's kind of a different take on this sort of thing, but yeah, there's the docs because I'm signed in. Yeah, it's fantastic, and I really wanted to make a Remix-based version of this app. The problem is that Remix is paid software, so you can't just install it from NPM. And so I got, so like if I were to do this, then everybody who wanted to take my workshop would also need to have a Remix license, which is a non-starter. I just can't do that. But I thought, you know, like people who are going through this workshop, they have no idea that it is Create React App. Like that's totally unrelated part of the workshop. And so I thought, you know what, maybe I could convince Ryan or Michael to let me use Remix under the hood, because they're not actually working with Remix. It's just like the thing that powers the workshop. Like what you end up working with is files like this. So like you're not doing any Remix stuff. And this would eliminate all the limitations. And of course, I could use next, and that was a backup plan. But I talked to Ryan, and he said, yeah, that's totally fine. Then the next limitation is, oh well, how do I have people install this if it's using Remix? And the solution to that is to use bundled dependencies. And what bundled dependencies does, I actually made a video on this years ago, and it's on my YouTube channel. But to describe, it was actually around the time that LeftPad happened, and I was like, man, how could we avoid something like this? And of course, now we'll avoid it because NPM just doesn't let you unpublish things that have been used for or published for more than 24 hours or whatever. Yeah, I realized, oh yeah, there's this bundled dependency thing. So if everybody had just put LeftPad in their bundled dependencies, then we would never have this problem. And I made a little video to demonstrate that. And so basically what that does is when you publish something to NPM, it packages all of your files, but then it also looks at any bundled dependencies that you have configured in your package.json, and it will also package those. It will put them in the node modules directory just like it is, but that node modules directory will be published with your package. So what that means is when I publish my React Workshop app, I'll be able to have people install that, and it will come with Remix. And so like technically that means that people could install my workshop app and boom, they have Remix now, and they can maybe copy and paste some files over and make it work. But Ryan is not worried about that. And I got his permission to do this. So his biggest concern was he didn't want me to like publish my license key so that people could install it. And with bundled dependencies, you don't even need to hit their npm proxy to for this to work. So it ends up working out really nicely. And yeah, so that's what we're gonna do, and I'm really excited to do this. So I was just working on it this morning. I was like, oh shoot, I guess I should like live stream me doing this. Why not? So that is what we are doing for this live stream. And as I'm working on this, I have the opportunity to make some improvements to the format of the workshop. I think like the format of the workshop app itself is based on a lot of experience giving workshops and things that work, things that don't work. So I'm probably going to keep it very similar, if not exactly the same to what it is currently. And if I do manage to keep it exactly the same, then I'll be able to upgrade all the repos to the latest thing, and that it'll all be using Remix under the hood, and it'll just be magic, and people won't even know that it's using Remix. But if I do decide to make some significant changes, then I will not actually upgrade anything until I re-record all the videos, because I don't want to confuse anybody. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be using Remix under the hood. No, you won't have to buy a license. And no, I will not change things drastically before re-recording the videos. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, and Jens is just asking, won't bundle dependencies allow end user to browse the source code for Remix in node modules? Yes, it will do that, and that's fine. And it's not like minified or anything, so you can feel free to dive in there and make use of it. If you want to try and steal their thing, good luck with that. It's funny to me. Like companies are so freaked out about their source code getting stolen, and I can understand that if like you're worried that people are going to find vulnerabilities in that source code or whatever, but like nobody's going to steal your business because they have your source code. So they're not worried about that. I don't think that they should be either. So yeah, that's the way that's going to work. And you can feel free to browse their files. Like you could also buy a license and then you can download it and look at it too. So like it's not a problem. I just need to check something here really quick and then we get started. Almost done. There we go. Okay. Would people be able to contribute to the workshop? Oh yeah, good thought. So no, you won't be able to contribute to the workshop app without having a license to remix. This is a trade-off that I'm willing to accept. I know that I could just go with Next and I'd have pretty much all the things that I need, but I just really want to use Remix, and so I'm willing to accept that trade-off. On my website that I've been like playing around with Remix here, I have a storybook, and this isolates itself from Remix by mocking out all of Remix. It's been a while since I've done anything with this, so it's probably broken. But yeah, so I had an idea that you could come into here, you'd install these dependencies, which don't include Remix, and then you could import different files that aren't depending on Remix. This was back when the back-end code and the front-end code was in separate files completely. So I don't know how well this would work now. Probably not super well. And this would only be really useful for reusable components and stuff, mostly like a design sort of thing. So yeah, I'm not super concerned about this. And like, people don't have to actually run the app to make the kinds of contributions that people have made most of the time. Peter is an exception. He's made a lot of really awesome contributions, pretty significant code changes and stuff like that. And he probably wouldn't have been able to do that without being able to actually install all the dependencies and stuff. But yeah, I mean, we've had contributions. Marco has contributed. Amber, you've contributed as well. So we've had a handful of contributions, but most of them have been relatively small, the sort of thing that you could just do in the GitHub editor. And for those who wanted to make bigger contributions, they just wouldn't be able to do that without a Remix license. Yeah, if somebody really, like, if I wanted somebody to work on something significant or something, I'd probably just buy them a license to let them work on it. So I'm not super concerned about that. Yeah, Jens, you got it. I love how much the Remix just embraces the web platform. I just think that is a really huge part of what makes it awesome. So anyway, here's what I want to accomplish today. I want to display all of the files. So what I have right now is my app is right in here. So this is where I'm going to put all the app code, all the routes and whatever. And then I also have this utils file that runs on the server side. So this will all run within the kentcdod/react workshop app. And this is just going to glob for all of the exercise, example, and final files that we have. And I think we'll probably maybe even include like PNGs and stuff like that. I do have one or two exercises where there's a image to go along with the exercise. So I may do something like that. I may change the way that works though. Instead of having it go right next to it, I might just actually have it be referenced in the markdown file or something. We'll figure that out later. And then, yeah, so I'm reading those right here. So these are just kind of examples. So this is what it would look like for an actual workshop app. Is instead of putting everything in the source directory, I just put it all in the root directory, and then I'm going to make a binary, just a little script that you run to start things, and the Remix app will just start up in the background in development mode, and it will read all of these files. So anyway, I want to be able to read those things and display them on the page, just be able to get all of the data that I need. So right now, I have written out the types. I'm pretty sure this is all I'm going to need based on the current workshop. And so I want to display all that data. I want to, yeah, I'm trying to think of what order I want to do this. So then I'll probably make the isolated pages work. So when you go to here, it just renders this page and nothing but this page. And there are a lot of weird things that I have to do to make that work. In fact, it gets even weirder with some of these HTML files. So on the first couple exercises, we just want to show just the HTML files. But remember, this is Create React App, and it so that's not actually what's being rendered. What's actually being rendered is like the link tags and script tags and stuff. But when you look at the DOM on an HTML page, it's literally what's in the HTML file. There's nothing else but what's in the HTML file on the page. And that just means a lot of weird things I have to do to make that work. Especially when we start bringing in like JSX and compiling with Babel and stuff. It's outrageously weird what I have to do to make this work. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to not having to do some of those things. And so, yeah, I want to get the isolated pages to work for JS and HTML. And then I want to get Markdown rendering. And with that, actually, I think I'll be able to do some, enable some more interesting things with MDX, possibly, which could be kind of cool. And then I want to make Tailwind work. So I've got a lot of stuff that I want to get working today. So we'll see how that all goes. And also I'm going to say that when I live stream, my computer goes slower. I'm waiting for the M1 chip that will allow me to have two monitors, one for my screen share and one for the things I don't want to share on the screen. And until then, you're just going to have to deal with a machine that has way too much memory and way too little CPU power. So, yeah, that's what where things are at right now. Okay. Anyway, with all that introduction, right now what I'm doing is I need to create the sections. So that's represented like each exercise section consists of the final version, the exercise version, and any extra credits. So, and actually, I may add like examples as well that like are associated to sections, but I'm not sure about that. I don't do that in the workshops currently. Right now, examples are just a totally separate thing. Okay, so here are partial sections. So we've gotten all the files. Now I need to put those in or create a section out of it. And the section is identified by the number. And so the like 01 JS, this is section 1. And these are also going to have a title. So that means that, and the title comes from the instruction markdown. So I need to get the title from that instruction markdown. Arpan just asked if I got an M1 machine. I am waiting for the next iteration to drop. I just feel like it's wasteful to buy an M1 laptop right now when I'm pretty sure their next M series laptop is coming in the next like 2 or 3 months. And I would want that one because if I got a M1, then I'd only be able to use one monitor. And actually, I know that people have made it work with like DisplayLink and stuff, but my 2 monitors are Thunderbolt only. And so I don't think that I can make that work. So I'll just wait. It's a bummer, but it is what it is. Okay, so anyway, I'm iterating through all the workshop files, but some of these workshop files are in the same section. And so as I'm iterating through them, I'm creating new sections. And I may have already created one. So what I'm going to do here first is we're going to see if there already is a section in our partial sections thing. So let's say, and actually I wonder if the partial sections should be, no, we'll just have it be an array. So we're going to have our partial section will be partial sections dot find. And we want the number. Here, we're going to do this a little differently. Number is number string. And number is section number. Okay, so if we find that, then we know we already have a section. If not, then we're going to create a new one. So here we'll just do or this. Oh, wait. Maybe I should do it as an object, because then I can have it be indexed by its number. Or I could just do an array and have it be indexed by its number. The problem is I don't have a 0, so this would be an array where the first element is undefined. But that's fine because then I could just filter that out. Yeah, maybe that's what we're going to do. So here, let's do... okay. So the partial section equals that or this object. Yep, and then we'll just object assign onto that all of the extra properties that we can find from this particular workshop file. So yeah, we can get, if it's, let's see. I think what we're going to do is we'll say if the workshop file dot type is an instruction. Oh man, I love you, TypeScript. Then we're going to say, oh, sorry, I just noticed Jen's said something that I didn't respond to. Yes, what Emmer said is correct, I believe. Okay. So inside of here, when it's the instruction, we'll be able to get the title, and the instruction will be this workshop file. And yeah, otherwise, actually, we could probably switch on this. Workshop file type instruction. And then here we'll continue. Actually, well, yeah, let's break. Default row new error unsupported type or workshop type. You know what? We won't even have a default case because TypeScript will make sure that this never happens. So that's nice. Case exercise and case final. And that's all the cases right there. Oh wait, no, we have an extra credit case. Extra credit. Okay. Cool. So let's just do that now. And this is complaining because ESLint is complaining about missing a default case. But I think if I add a default, then TypeScript will get mad. It'd be like, this should never happen. But it should never happen. Because type can be instruction, exercise, final, or extra credit. We're covering all those cases. I thought TypeScript would get mad at me about this, but this should never happen. But we're going to need a template literal on that. Got an unhandled workshop file type. Okay. Yeah, okay, so we're going to have the title from the instruction. And we're going to want to break on each one of these. For this, it's just going to be exercise. I feel like we could probably make this more terse. Yeah, the workshop type is just those different types. So it's pretty tight. I'm thinking though, oh wait, no, because this is exercises, it's an array. Interesting. Let's start this out with exercises as an array, extra credits is an array, and do we have any other? And finals. Okay, so that way we don't have to worry about that, and we can in fact just say push workshop file. Oh wait, on exercises, push workshop file. And I think what we need is, maybe we don't want to do that. Just say these are just sections. Oh, right. Yeah, so here we're going to say workshop file. So because of the way that we're constructing this, a workshop file has a section so that it can reference its parent, but when I'm constructing all of these, putting them all together, I don't know what sections I have until I've got all the workshop files together. And so these are actually partial workshop files. Let's name that to be partial workshop files. And then we need to say that this workshop file now has, actually, you know what? Let's say, instead of omit, I just want to say that the section is optional for these partial workshop files. And I think that's partial, except partial will only will partialize everything, where I just want to partialize a specific property. So TypeScript make specific property optional. Partial by, yeah, that's what I want. The omit helper is now available in default. Okay, yeah, so that's fine. Okay, so we'll just come up here, say partial by. That's not exact, that's not included, right? Partial type foo. No, okay. So, great. So now this is an array of partial workshop files. So now I should be able to say section, which is optional, nice, is our sections number. There we go. Yeah, that's still going to be, this is absolutely correct. Okay, but then we're pushing this, which is a partial by. Yeah, okay. So I need to recast this. Let's rename this. Partial workshop file. The workshop file is partial workshop file as a workshop file. It's probably like, I don't like that, but you know what? Here's what we can do. Set workshop file section. Workshop file. I wonder if this will work. This is going to complain. You gotta spell things right. Okay, but I think that this is not gonna be happy when I pass that partial, because it's, yeah, doesn't really extend it, maybe. Yeah, it's not gonna like that. because this is not an extension of that. So, well, what we can do though is I could just say this is unknown and then cast it, or has a section. Here, let's do this. Maybe we can do, I don't think this will work either. Yeah, so it's going to return and it's going to say, I don't know, this is not a, but I could just say as, and then it's, yeah, no, it's not enough overlap. Bummer. Okay, well, let's back out of this a little bit. Doesn't matter that much. Let's get me back my stuff. Could I do file extends partial by? Or the workshop file. I don't think so. But maybe. All right, let's give myself some more space here. And it just occurred to me that this is probably really small for you, so I'll bump that up too. So this return type is going to be a file, which will be whatever we pass to it, which is going to be a partial. Yeah, so I don't think that's going to work either. And if we do a partial by section, that still won't work because the return type is going to be something that extends a partial by, but it's not the right type. So yeah, that's all right. We will just come back up here. And yeah, we'll stick with this as. Give the partial workshop file a section and assert it's a workshop file now. Okay, cool. Interestingly, the section has like all of this information that are not optional. Oh, I need to say this is a section. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, huh. Yeah, now it's mad. But if I do this, it's fine. Huh. I think that's a TypeScript bug. It should totally not allow me to do what I'm doing here. Interesting. Oh, you know what? I know why. It's because I need to enable a feature. I don't have my, yeah, true. There we go. Now it'll be mad. There we go. Yep, right here too. Oh, nice catch. Thanks. Or undefined. That's interesting. I'm pretty sure split can only return an array, like it will always return an array of at least one string. But we can do this. Or maybe we can do this. No, it won't get mad. Okay, so yeah, this is complaining because I'm passing it to missing a title and instruction. Title, instruction. Yeah, dang it. I promise I'm gonna give it to you eventually. And actually, yeah, shoot, maybe I should just partial by. Oh, gee. By title and instruction. And now this is going to be mad because it's saying, hey, yo, you're not giving me the What a pain. What a pain. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're going to just say it's just a section. We're going to yeah, let's just cast this too. And then we'll go through and you know what I could do is I could just make everything partial, and then at the end I have an assertion guard that converts everything from partial to the actual thing. So the rest of my code is only dealing with actual stuff, and that assertion function would just make sure that we're not partial anymore. I think that's a solid approach here. So here's what we're gonna do. We'll just say everything's partial. This might be annoying because then I'll have to do type guards in places that I don't think, yeah, like this. That's definitely, okay, so maybe I should keep the partial by. Yeah, but, okay, so this is going to be our title and instruction. Okay, so then this partial workshop file, this section, so actually I don't want it to be a partial section. I want it to be an optional section that also is a partial section. So let's just grab this partial section. We're going to rename this back to partial sections just to keep things consistent. Okay, and then this partial workshop. It's going to be this, but it's actually, I want to override. Okay, this is where I remember I've run into this so many times, and I end up reaching for merge because I'm pretty sure this isn't going to work. But what I want is section is a partial section. So I want to override the workshop file. Oh, shoot. Dang it. Shoot. Okay. I know that there's got to be a way to do this. Hold on. Let's just see if I can do this. We'll say type replace type t. Okay, extends key of t. That makes sense. And we're going to omit that, and we're going to combine it with, I guess, t, or t of k with, okay, no. I need another new type. Okay, this is complaining. Oh, right, yeah, I don't need that T. Yeah. Okay, now this is complaining. Dang it. I know that this is possible somehow. No. Oh, why is that complaining? Oh, but key of t is going to be a string. Well, okay, so if we just, for the kicks string, extends string. Why are you still complaining? Dang it. Oh, that's the index signature. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. I literally want this property to be the new type. Here, let's look this one up. Refer to an expression whose type is a literal type or a unique symbol type. See if somebody's blogged about this before. Or written a Stack Overflow thing. Identifying name on the computed value. Oh, okay. But the name is going to be type. No. No. Yeah, Jens, I did manage that. If you search my Twitter for, yeah, like me tweeting at Brave, then you'll find somebody responded with the solution. Okay, so here, let's see. Replace type generic TypeScript. Maybe somebody's written this already. No. Let's see. Override property TypeScript. Okay, this is what they're doing. But see, I want to make this generic. But maybe I don't need to. Ah, man. Yeah, so then I would need to say replace type in workshop file. The key is section, and the new type is that. I'm not sure if this is gonna take. Oh, and the new type is an optional section. There we go. Maybe that'll work. We'll see. I think that'll work. Thanks, Peter, for that tip. What I wanted to do was I wanted to say just partial section to say this is going to be now this. That's what I want to do. But But now that makes me wonder if I should just say, I thought I tried this and it didn't work. Because that's interesting. Oh, it's because I'm missing the omit. Omit section. Yeah, that's basically what replace type is doing. I don't need that. Replace type would be more useful if I could say, if it would be basically like omit, except you could have an additional parameter that says what it should be instead. That would be cool. But I'm done playing with generics for right now. Let's move on to getting stuff done. So we've got our partial workshop files, and we're iterating over those. We've got our partial sections. And now, out of that partial section, or out of this partial workshop file, we set it to a section, but we can't do that yet. Yeah, we can't call this a workshop file yet because the section is partial. So we're not going to do this. We're still going to say partial workshop file, and exercises need to therefore be, dang. Yeah, partial section, shoot. Yeah, it just means that all of these need to be a partial version. Dang it. Ah! Okay, I just got to step back for a second. Yeah, okay, so what we're doing is these are the types that I want to expose to everybody who's going to be using these sections and workshop files and stuff. Because by the time it gets outside of this file into somebody else's domain, they should be able to rely on the fact that the number, the title, the instruction, all of this stuff is there. It's not nullable. That's just, it is there. But while I'm building it, I don't know if I have all that stuff yet. So I'm wondering if instead of typing this stuff, maybe I should just, well, the example's fine, because that doesn't have a section, but maybe I should just not give it a type. And we'll just deal with what we've got. Yeah, implicitly has an any type. Yeah, so then we just deal with each one of these as they come. So for why aren't you complaining about this one? Because by the time we get around here, we know that it's an array of things that have a type and a file path. But this one, yeah, that's cool. So Peter just showed me this. This is kind of cool. It's like a combination of what I wanted with maybe an even better API. Hey, Raphael, make sure you mute yourself there. We can all hear you.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, this is pretty cool. This is kind of like a merge, right? There's Type Fest. And I've been here before. They have a merge. Of course, they like are composing a bunch of generics and stuff, so it's impossible to make sense of what they're doing. But I think that's sort of what it's doing. seems to make sense to me. So yeah, that's cool. But I think I am going to go with not typing this stuff until we get to the very end where we say, okay, we've got everything set. Let's do an assertion guard to make sure everything is squared away. And then we can return fully typed versions of all these objects and stuff. So what that means here is I think I do want to say that this is an array of partial sections. And this partial workshop file. So maybe on all of these, we can just say the section is null. So then it won't complain at me here, I thought. Oh, it's saying the type is. It's pretty stupid. And actually we don't need to do that. Well, why is this complaining now? Oh, because it's only undefined. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Maybe we should just do a straight up array of partial workshop files and not do partial by. Now this is going to complain because it says the file path. Ah, freak. And this will complain because undefined is not assignable to type number. Make sure you mute yourself when you jump into the meetup on Discord. We can all hear you. I will mute you. Dun, dun, dun. And now you're sharing your screen. I think somebody's just learning how to use Discord. That's fine. Okay. Omri just shared a replace by K in K. That's the syntax I was missing. Yeah, I just did K, but you want K in K. Oh, and that's actually because K could be a union, and so we want K in K. That makes sense. Yeah, that's cool. Thank you, Omri, for sharing that. All right. But yeah, this is just too silly. So yeah, I think we're gonna go back to this. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just say it's an array of any's, and I'm gonna ignore my ESLint rule that says I can't do any's, and we'll just go like silly in this file, and then we'll expose a really nice API on the outside. So yeah, let's just do that. Yep, there we go. And this is going to be an array of any as well. Great. Now I have no type safety, but I will have an assertion function at the end to make sure that everything pans out and we're happy. I think this is the way to go. If somebody wants to come in and make this work and also not be super complicated, then be my guest. Okay. So yeah, we need to get the title somehow. We'll get the instruction, partial sections, exercises, push that workshop file. And actually, I think when we get to the end of this, we might not need the breaks, which is nice. This is going to be, Oh, well, yeah, of course we'll need breaks. But anyway, this will be our finals. And then our extra credits. Yeah, no autocomplete for me. This file is not going, well, it may be covered by test. I haven't done anything for testing yet. I just barely started this test. I haven't done anything for testing yet. I just barely started this. I can hear myself. That's fun. Moet, make sure you mute yourself when you join a Discord group. I need to fix that. Hold on. Every single time I tell myself I'm going to do this, I'm going to, oh shoot, and this is a voice channel that is generated, so I can set my permission to say use voice activity. So that's what we're doing, but when this channel is deleted, that will not be the case anymore. So I'll have to fix that later. Okay, so we've got our extra credits. Let's just make sure I got that right. Okay, good. And now, here, you know what? There we go. Just a little more terse there. I just really want this to work at all. Instruction. In fact, I don't know if I need to do partial at all. There we go. So now at least we'll get some semblance of type safety. Sort of, except technically partial section does not have a title or an instruction. So I'm lying to myself. That's a little bit better. Here, let's do this. Because by now, it is a workshop file for sure. Right? Workshop file? Pretty sure it is. And it has a type and a file path. Yeah. Okay, great. Wonder. Yeah, I think I can get rid of that because all of the workshop files have a explicit type. So I can get rid of that. Okay, cool. All right, so now let's set the title properly. And that's going to be the first line of our markdown file in here. So this is our instruction. And I think before I just like regexed it out, and I think that's probably what we'll just do. Yeah, I can't think. I mean, I could switch to a front matter thing and have a title be whatever. But people, in some of my workshops, people actually open this file, and actually they will now because we have the, you can take notes in this file. And so I want it to be as simple as possible. I don't want a bunch of extra weird things going on in here. So yeah, so I think we're going to just parse out the first line. That's worked so far without any trouble. So we are going to need to read this file. We are in a loop right now. I probably don't want to read it synchronously. I don't think so. This makes things a little tricky. I think what I'm gonna do is for the instruction type, we could also have a contents. I don't know what else I'd use the contents for. Yeah, here, let me go to the actually, there I am, React Workshop app. And we're gonna get app info, I think is where we do all this. Nope, it is CodeGen. No. What is it? I forgot. It is load files, that's what it's called. And so contents, we just read the first line and also the second line. Yes, okay, so the second line is for the extra credit title. So extra credits, so every file has its the title at the top, and this is actually generated, but it looks something like this. It'll be the name of the exercise at the top, and then followed by a HTTP local host 3000 or whatever slash isolated slash 01 dot or slash final 01.tsx. And I have a script to generate that and put it in every single file. Except for, of course, this is just these ones. And then for the extra credits, we have an additional line that is, oh right, I can't use that yet. Should never have upgraded my OS. This is going to be here, and then we have exercise stuff here, and then 100. Specify initial count, or add initial count and step props. Woo. Okay, and then this is what is going to go right there. So technically we have this in multiple places. Yeah. So I think our assertion guard is probably going to do a couple of things. It's going to make sure that the I just need to know, where should the source of truth be? Right now, the source of truth for the title of an extra credit is the second line here. That's what this is doing right here, where it's saying, hey, let me get that second line. And we'll match that with this. Some of these are HTML files, so the comment's going to be different. Yeah, in any case, the title for the extra credit comes from that second line, and then and that's what ends up getting displayed in the UI. And then the title for this right here, as well as like what it shows up everywhere in the UI, that source of truth comes from the markdown file, which also has the title for the extra credits. I think that so what I'd like to do is I'd like to say, okay, let's get all the extra credits from the markdown, all the extra credit titles, and we'll match those against the extra credit titles and like just all of the title info from the other files, and we'll verify that all of that is accurate. And I guess if it's not, we could just update it. So we'd say the markdown file is always the source of truth. The problem is like if we don't, let's say that we have a file, but we don't have a extra credit marking for it yet. Like I suppose we could update the markdown file to include that. I just want to avoid situations where like somebody accidentally deletes this and they start getting errors. So I think we'll stick with what we've got, and then I'll just have my scripts that automatically set the links. It will also check the markdown file and update the title. Yeah, that's what we'll do. That way we can avoid people accidentally making a change to the markdown and then stuff crashes and whatever. So our assertion thing won't check that. Okay, anyway, all of that said, we are going to get the title just of the section just by parsing out the top of the file, which means we are going to want to read this file. And actually, I think we'll want to read all of the files into memory so we can grab the first line. So what this means is, I think our type for all of these is going to be content. And so then, well, do I need the whole content? Probably not. How about we just do title? Yeah, everything's going to have a title. This is complaining because it doesn't have a title. Yes, everything does not have a title. Because examples won't have titles. Yeah. Examples are special. Oh, actually, you know what? We do have a section. Okay. Yeah, we may not always use the title. Like for the final and exercise, I don't think we'd ever display that title. Which is who cares? I don't want to add logic to not read the file. So yeah, let's see. Here, let's await promise all file paths map to async function takes a file path, and it does this. Because in here, we're going to read the content. Here, actually, let's say await read or get title. For goodness sake, let's just bring in fs from fs promises. Read file path. And yeah, okay, so I would read the content, except I know example, I don't need to read that one in.
Okay, so now what we will do is we will click on.
I thought that wasn't supposed to happen again. Let me go to this. Use voice activity. There we go. That shouldn't happen again. Okay. Yeah, so we read the file path. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's just do this. This is a special case, and then we'll return. And then we can get rid of this. And for everything else, there's MasterCard. No, just kidding. We'll have our contents. And then based on which type it is, we'll be able to get the title from the content differently. So for an MDX file, that's an exercise. This is our instruction. And our title will come from, I'll just borrow what I did before. Instruction or MD. Okay, and first line is going to be that. Oh, right, we need to stringify this thing. String. Thank you, TypeScript. Okay, so then we've got our first line. It's gonna be, man, all right, I guess we just default that to that. Sure. Fallback match. Oops. Okay, cool. Goodness, first title, unknown. Okay. There we go. Happy about that? Okay. I'm just kind of curious. I just had a thought. If we put these into individual arrays that are not just all workshop files, but here's the instructions and here's the exercises and finals, then we could go through all of the instructions first, and the sections could have their titles, and then we could go through and again and add the exercises and the finals and then the extra credits to arrays of existing sections. And then we'd actually only have sections for file, or yeah, for sections that have instruction files, which is what we want. I think that makes the most sense. So yeah, maybe we'll do that. Now let's come back up here. We'll say this is going to be instructions, partial instructions. This is going to be an array of partial by instruction section. Okay. And we'll do the same for partial exercises and partial finals and partial extra credits. So none of these will have their section. I think I'm going to regret this. I don't think this is going to work the way that I want it to, or at least partializing this stuff. We'll probably end up with making this an any, but we'll see. So let's get rid of this. Well, we'll keep that around for a second. And this will be partial exercises, partial finals, and and extra credits. Oh, whoops. Oh, right, yeah. So here we're going to say if file path includes, here, what do I do over here? I think I just say if it includes extra. Yeah. Now this is interesting because I actually do have, I think it's on the React hooks. Exercise extra. No. Oh no, this is just a choose your own adventure right here. But I think on React fundamentals, on the next branch, I added exercise extra. Yeah. So I added the start for an extra credit in the exercise side, and I'm pretty sure we'll have some others that are like that somewhere else too. So what this means is, what do I do? What do I do right now for that? So the type is just the parent directory. So it's going to be an exercise, but then it has a Boolean for whether it's an extra credit. Yeah, my types are different. So what do I want to do with that? Probably, now I can't remember what I do with that. React app, bring you over here. Is extra credit. How does that end up rendering? Let's close this. Where is my terminal? React fundamentals. Yeah, so we have 04 extra 4. I think I looked at this, but I can't remember for sure. Oh, I didn't realize I was still running the server. I definitely am. Stop that. We don't need that running right now. Just trying to make TypeScript happy right now. Come on, here we go, finally. Sort of. Okay, so this is number 4. And yeah, that's how it renders. Yeah, that's what I like that. I want to keep it that way. If it doesn't have an extra credit, then actually that extra tab does nothing. It doesn't appear, which I like. I want to keep that. So I guess what that means is, let's get rid of this. I don't need this running anymore. Yeah, we can get that and that and that and that and that and that and that. Yeah, so I guess we have a type that can be example, final, or exercise. and then we can have a subtype of whether it's extra credit. And those ones where I have like you can migrate from classes to hooks, I think in the next iteration of the workshop, I'm not going to include that. Classes are old. Did you know, like, we've had hooks for over 2 years. It's been like, yeah, 2 years since they were officially released. It's time to let go, folks. I don't know, maybe I'll keep those. But I think I'll switch them to be extra credit. So they'll follow the same convention. So yeah, I think I need to fix my type here. So instead of having an extra credit type, each one of or exercise or final can be, or maybe we can have an exercise extra credit and a final extra credit. Extra credit. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, that makes sense. And so then each section has multiple exercises, and the first element of that is going to be here. You know what? Actually, we'll just have a single exercise, and then we'll have extra credit exercises, or exercise extra credits. And final. Yep. Okay, so that means well, let's just do the more verbose thing for now, and then we can tighten it up later. We'll have 2 of these, exercise and final. And this is complaining because there is no finals. This is just final. And this is complaining because, oh, it's not used. Okay. So for examples, we do this. And then for both, yeah, so this is just for the instruction. Why is this complaining? No useless return. Well, what if I want it to be not a useless return? Ever think about that? Okay, so then we'll say if the file, or here actually we can do this up here. Here, let's just do this. Oh my goodness, I've destroyed so much. Let's get back to something that sort of works. There we go. Okay. So let's put this up here. We'll combine these. Yikes. Destroyed it again. Oh, and we are going to need all this stuff. So we'll put this right here. Okay. That was a bad idea. Let's come back. We just need to get the title based on the file type. In fact, what we should do is probably have a title and a subtitle. So every one of these is going to have a title. They all will. But the extra credits will have a subtitle. Yeah. Okay, cool. So then we are going to just have a bunch of methods to parse out the title from the content based on the file type or the file name. So yeah, get title or get titles. So this will be a title and subtitle. Or no, yeah. From content or from file. This is going to be our file path. And here, I feel like I'm prematurely abstracting something. Pretty much just need to know if it's a markdown file, then this is how we get the title. If it's a JavaScript file, then we, and if it's HTML, so I think what we want instead, parse title. And here's our line and our type, which can be markdown or HTML. No, it'll just be a string. And then we'll switch on the type. And if it's HTML, then we'll return yeah, I think we want to parse titles. Content. So I just realized that I can pass it the extension. Yeah, man, I just keep on going back and forth. So if I pass the extension, then the type is going to have a dot. And then I think, oh, well, maybe instead I should just pass the whole file path. And then I think, oh, wait, so if I pass the file path, I don't need to pass the content. And I just keep going on forever. I think this is what we're going to do, though, because we don't need the rest of the content. All we need is to get the titles. That's it. And so we're going to get the file path. This is going to be async. This is going to be a string. We're going to read it. Where's... Yeah, here. Gonna read it. We're gonna get the first and second lines. We're gonna do all this right up in here. Okay, and then this is going to return for us a title string and an optional title or subtitle string. That's what we want to return. That's what we're looking for. And actually, our title, we're just going to not set that initially. And we're going to get our type from path text name file path. Okay, so now if it is a .html, then we get I'm just going to do all this stuff. And this could be string or undefined. Yeah, actually, subtitle. And we'll say if, here, you know what? We're gonna do that if for everything. So let's actually say let title and subtitle. And then here we'll say if there's not a title, row, new error, could not parse title or workshop file path. And here we'll return title and subtitle. String that thing. What are you complaining about? Oh, it needs to be a promise. Well, I'm not going to provide it anyway. Use before it's assigned. What are you complaining about? Okay, sure. I guess it just got mad at me for giving it a type. All right, whatever. So we get our title from HTML files. Okay, and then for our this is not going to work. It's doing a switch because it's going to be the same whether it's a .js, .ts, .tsx. It's all going to be the same. So instead of a switch, we'll do an if. You know what? Kind of doing all this same stuff. Just do this. Whoa! What are you complaining about? Probably we'll figure that out, I guess. Subtitle. Okay. And is extra credit. I guess that doesn't matter. Because I'm checking for it either way. Yeah, who cares? I don't need to know that in there. Okay, so we get our title. It's title, parse title, or yeah, we want our title and subtitle from file path. Okay, great. And this y. Oh, we gotta await. There we go. Okay, yeah, so if it's a markdown file in the exercises directory, then we know it's an instructions. Otherwise, we know it's an exercise. But we don't know whether it's an exercise or a exercise extra credit. So we'll say else if is extra credit, and this is going to be partial exercise extra credits. And you're complaining because you don't have your title, I think, and subtitle. And now it's complaining because it needs to have a subtitle. So if not subtitle, row new error. Oh, here's what we'll do. If there's a not a subtitle and is extra credit, or file path includes extra, then we'll throw new error. Could not parse subtitle for extra credit workshop file path. We get our safety right there, and then I can just say that. Safety comes from parse titles. Yep, that'll do. Okay, and then we have another else. Otherwise, it's just a regular exercise file. Okay, otherwise, we start with final. We're going to do the same two things here. And this will be Can't help but feel like we could tighten that up a bit, but we'll just keep going. Avoid premature abstraction, and we'll see if we can fix it later. Okay, so now we've got all of these arrays that have their titles and subtitles and everything. Now we gotta put these and make them all sections. So create sections out of these. Partial workshop files is now only being iterated over here. So yeah, let's just keep going. Put that up here, I think. Instruction or partial instruction. Okay. And then we need to determine its number. I wonder if the number should be No, it's fine. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so then we're gonna get our section. Gonna do lots of the same stuff. Stop complaining. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. I need to turn off this rule. Rule is useless. I'll clean this up later. Okay, what are you complaining about? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so partial instruction, file path. And then we create a partial section. And we actually don't need it to be a partial section. These can all be real sections. Okay, and now we're going to have these. And our title will be the partial instructions dot title. Why are you complaining? Huh. Oh, partial instruction. There we go. And we've got our number. Cool. And now this is complaining because it's oh, missing instruction. Yeah. Oh, here and actually, yeah. So this is where things get kind of tricky, because this section or this partial instruction can't be an instruction until it has a section, but then the section can't be a section until it has an instruction. So this is where you just say, hey, TypeScript, pipe down. I'm going to fix it. Chill. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do. We will actually, you know what? Hey. And this is complaining because file path. Exercises. Huh. So types of exercises. So we've got a never array, not assignable to, oh, right. Yes, this is true. Rat. Shoot. So these sections are actually a partial. Let's just see how far we can get with this. It will not include exercises or finals. And actually, it's not exercises, finals. It's exercise or final. Okay. Let's just do this. And we don't even need to make this yet. Maybe we should though. we should. We'll just leave that. Okay. So this is our partial instruction. And actually, you know what? I think that's all we need to do. Right, and this is section is not happy. That'll make it happy, but it's lying. I don't like lying. So that's where I came back here to this idea of let's replace by. Where I could replace in partial instruction. Partial by, or just maybe partial section. And now this is freaking out. Okay, boo, 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 boo. Let's not do this. That is bad. I just don't like lying to the compiler. It is not a section. This is also not an instruction though. Becomes an instruction later. All right, well, let's just move on. It's fine. So now we're gonna go and iterate over the rest of the files to get them in their right section. Or actually no, I think we can keep going through here. And now that all of the, yeah, we can go through here. So one of two ways we could do this. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with this way. Workshop file. Yeah, I'm coming back down to this partial workshop files idea. So it's just the instructions that are special, and the rest of these will go into partial workshop files. How do I maintain an overview of 607 repositories? I don't. The vast majority of those don't receive any, like anything, no notifications of any kind. So I don't really worry about them. I just, if there's a repo that I don't care about anymore and it's people are commenting on it and stuff, I'll just archive it. Yeah, I don't know. It's it's not as bad as you think. I mean, I have a bunch of emails from GitHub in my inbox right now, but yeah, I don't know. It's not like you look at your, 50 repos and say, man, there's so much stuff. This is going to be 12 times that or whatever. That's not how it is at all. So there's just a lot of repos that I don't get any notifications on or anything. Okay, so I'm starting to think that this number stuff should just be part of the type for all of my workshop files. Technically, the section has the number, but it would just make it easier in general. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to come back up here. In addition to the title, we're also going to have the number. We could call it the section number. And if we do that, then we could create sections, and they wouldn't be part of this. This would just be a mechanism to look up the section, which could be nice. Yeah, here, let's see. Then we come down here. Yeah, did I call it a section number? Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, we totally can tighten this this code up a lot. There's a lot of repetition here. Which we'll probably do later. Okay, so now, yeah, I think we're going to get rid of the section. We'll just have a section number. Yeah, let's get rid of all these. I don't think we need these at all. And now we don't need the partial by. These can all just be instructions. I think we've learned a valuable lesson here, and that is circular dependencies. Very difficult to make TypeScript happy with that. Okay. And this is complaining because, yep, there we go. So this is no longer a partial instruction. These are just instructions. And these are all just workshop files. Yeah. Yeah, all this stuff is garbage. Get rid of all this. Okay. Sections. Section number. Section. If there's not a section, row, new error, workshop file. Oops, file name or file path. Missing an instruction file, markdown file. Instruction path. Workshop file path. Let's see. It'll be replace. Path ext name workshop file. There we go. Create a file. Create here. There we go. Okay, so if there's not a section, but this is saying that it is always falsy. Huh. But it's possible to be undefined, so that's odd. This is going to say it's unnecessary because they don't have overlap, but that doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make sense. Because this section could be undefined. Okay. What the heck? I think this is just a TypeScript no unnecessary condition bug. No idea why, but ESLint doesn't get this. You know what? Here's what it could be. Let's reload. Because maybe ESLint didn't catch that change to the TypeScript config that I made. That could be the problem. I'm going to head off to lunch here before too long. And then I'll be back this afternoon. Okay, yep, sweet. Now it's happy. So then we say, based on the type of file, thank you. Just, yeah, based on the type of file, we're going to set it to different parts of the section. Properties, I guess. Direction, exercise, and final. Hold on a second. All right, yeah, so this is going to miss the exercise and final. So we'll just say, yeah, I guess we can switch on the type. So if it's exercise, then object assign on the section exercise workshop file. I'm doing that because for some reason TypeScript is cool with that. But if I did section exercise equals workshop, oh, actually this will probably be okay too. Yeah. Sweet. Final. And then final extra credit. Final extra credits. Push file. And then exercise extra credit. Push that. Default. Unhandled workshop file type. For section. Okay, cool. So now these sections in this sections thing should be actual sections, and we can make a assertion to make sure that's the case. So everyone should have an instruction, a final, and actually all that I need to assert is that it has an exercise and a final. I could go about this a little differently, and instead of iterating over all the workshop files, we could iterate over all the sections, and then find its extra or its final, its exercise, and if it can't find those, throw an error. In that case, then you could have a final file without having an instruction file associated to it, which I think I'd prefer. So let's leave this and we're going to try something else. Section partial section, partial sections, or we call them sections. I think we should rename them again. Partial sections. We're going to get real sections later. Okay, so then we want to say partial section dot exercise is workshop files find workshop file dot section number, or actually here let's workshop section files okay, and then we can say partial or exercise find type exercise. This is complaining because yeah, so we need to make a type guard. Workshop file is exercise. Here, and let's just say is exercise. And is exercise. And that needs to be an arrow. There we go. Let's come up here. Make all these up here. Is instruction. Final. We'll fix that later. Okay, so this is going to be lowercase. Going to be spaced out. There we go. And then we can come down here. Say is exercise. Cool. Actually, we're just going to have one more of these. This is going to be our final. Is final. And then we'll say partial section at exercise extra credits is section files. Filter is exercise extra credit. And same for final. There we go. Okay, so we've got all the files on the right section, and now we just need to turn this partial section into an actual section by asserting that everything is as it should be. And actually, we can get rid of those. More accurate to what we're able to accomplish there anyway. Yeah, okay, cool. So we're going to get rid of this nonsense. I don't like that approach anyway. This is way better. Okay, so now assert section. Section is partial, or yeah, maybe section. Extends partial section. And this asserts maybe, or section is section. I can't remember this syntax, and that's why I wrote this blog post. Nope, that is not right. Boy, I updated a couple blog posts, so this got pushed down. I thought that was correct. Oh, wait, why is this complaining? What if we do unknown? Sure. So then we're going to just make sure that section maybe section Hmm. I think actually we could probably manage this. Yeah. Okay, so we just want to make sure that if there's not a section instruction, properties. Trying to think of the most terse way to write this. Yeah, all right, let's try. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. Let's I wonder. Yeah, that's interesting. I would expect to get a linting error or something there. Okay, that's not an instruction or not is exercise. Maybe section. Here, let's go back. Let's do this. Instruction, exercise, final, number, the final. Exercise. What are you complaining about? I spelled something wrong? Well, that does happen. Instruction. Okay. Or not is final. Or not number finite. Or not exercise extra credits. Every is exercise extra credit. Or not final extra credits. Every is final 2 extra credit. And row this section, hopefully the number is available, is not a valid section. That's a terrible message. That would not be useful. We need to have a different message for each one of these. Fine. Okay, if not number is finite, row, the section is missing a number. Guess we could like stringify. Okay. Section missing instruction. Exercise. And this one is going to be a little different. As exercise extra credits that are not the correct type. There you go. And that's how we turn our partial sections into real sections. Sections is assert section or partial sections dot or yeah, let's just I guess we can return the section. Ooh, can you have an assert that also returns a value? No, I guess not. Oh yeah, that's probably what it's complaining about right here. Okay, so every third section yeah. Yeah, it should be sections now. Now it should be a section, yeah. Yeah, so these, yep, it's an array of sections. Hooray! Okay, so I've got my sections and then I've got my extras. So this is going to be sections and examples. And that is it. Holy moly. All right. So then I can finally get into the Remix app. I'm going to take my break here really soon. Yeah, right here. Sections and examples. Await. And let's console log. Actually, let's just send this along. sections, examples. And this data, yeah, we'll have to share some types there, but let's do this. Free JSON stringify data null 2. Okay, this was my first big thing that I wanted to do, was to be able to display all of the files. And I think this is going to work. It's going to take a second because I'm streaming and it's always slower and I need a better CPU. So just a moment. Okay, so that's no bueno. That did not work. Okay, workshop file does not have a valid file name. It must start to. Yeah, okay. Well, let's come over. Whoa, sorry, just kidding. That's they're working on the DX. That's coming. Don't worry. Let's figure out why that happened. Valid file name. Parse at. And actually, this should be start to finish. Let's see. Come on. Number string. I got number string with this one. What? Man, my computer is really slowing down. Yeah, okay, 0, 1 is fine. So apparently, this is not. I mean, normally I do pretty okay with regex, so yeah, that's weird. Huh. It's possible that I've got an extra space in there, I think, maybe, but I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Put a quote around that. Let's just do this ourselves. Come on, DevTools. Yeah. Oh, I need to do not. Duh. Fix that. Okay, cool. But wasn't that nice? That was a really nice error message. Come on. All right, hold on a second. I think. Yeah, there was some advice. The node in. Yeah, it's right here. Boom. So when we're in development, I don't want a cache. That was what was going on, I think. Come on. Yeah, see, this is still showing the old stuff. What did I mess up? Did I undo something? All right. Oh, I don't have a clean script in here. Well, let's go get it from here. There we go. Cannot find module build. Oh, that's right. That is because we need to make sure we run the build. So, we got to run the build first, and then we can start the dev server. Like I said, they're still working on DX. I'm not super concerned about that. The programming model is solid. It also doesn't normally take this long, and they're moving over to ES build, so that's awesome. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. There's some stuff we need to fix over there. Okay, trying again. Yeah, that's so weird. It is not, yeah, definitely not showing what it should, because even that error should be different. It should tell me what the weird. This is very weird. Let's open incognito. Huh. The heck? I don't know how this could be happening. Oh, hold on a second. I have 2 of these? Oh, you gotta be joking. Okay. That's right. Now I remember. There's gonna be instruction number. Or okay, that all makes a lot more sense. Whew. Boy, I'll just do that too. Why not? Why are you complaining? I thought that oh, section number is what it's called. That'll be better. Okay. Cannot read number of undefined. Well, that is something. Oh, right, because we need to filter out 0 because we don't have a section number 0. So we're gonna just say filter Boolean. Okay. There we go. Okay, sweet. There it is. I want to be able to see that a little bit easier. Come on. What? Wake up, my computer. Okay, so we've got sections, null. Yep, that makes sense. So let's get rid of that. Here and yeah. Okay, there we go. I don't need to do that. Now we'll get rid of that null. Okay, and then we've got our final extra credit. There's the subtitle. Sweet. We have no exercise extra credits. Ah, sick. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna jump out for a couple hours, or maybe not a couple hours, maybe just an hour or so I can have lunch, and then I'll be back, and I'm gonna check this off. Display everything. Got it displayed. Shows up. So the next thing that I'll probably want to do is isolated pages. So that'll be fun. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you at a future time. Bye.